Good morning or good afternoon. And let's do some medical Qigong today as we move from, into the fall. It gets a little crisper, the leaves are falling. We want our immune systems to be really strong. Kind of a busy season for a lot of people too. You have the kids go back to school. We see people that have been on vacation coming home and yeah, a lot of fun. So we're going to boost our immune systems today. But I wanted to read a passage before we begin. And actually, before I begin the passage, I like to ground myself. So wherever you are, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and notice how that makes you feel. Just closing the eyes, taking a deep breath, watching the air coming in through your nose, leaving your nose, sensing your feet on the ground, sensing the sky above you, and sensing your surroundings. Notice what you hear. Notice what you smell. Can you feel the air on your skin? Rub your teeth, you rub your tongue along your teeth, top teeth, bottom teeth, and then gather a little ball of saliva. Saliva is medicine for our bodies. And let's make a ball of saliva and then swallow, knowing that you are doing self care, keeping yourself healthy. Let's thank our bodies. Being content. Tao sages often speak of being content. But what does that mean? Some equate contentment with non action. The reasoning is that since you feel content, there is no need to do anything. This is not what the sages have in mind. The contentment they talk about is not something that would drain you of motivation. Rather, it is a state of joy and appreciation that can inspire you. Think about all the great things already present in your life. You have people who care about you and people you love. You have a mind that allows you to absorb and comprehend the truth of the Tao. These are all the gifts you will ever need. You feel incredibly blessed and therefore content. This feeling of contentment can power your next steps. Think about what you can do with all the blessings in your life. Your joyous and appreciative mindset becomes the perfect companion for your ongoing explorations. Cultivate this positive mindset by reflecting on everything which you can be grateful for. You possess everything you need to go wherever you wish to take your life. Progress to the next level with confidence. Ah, what a blessing to be content. Let's bring our awareness to our alignment. You can keep your eyes closed if you like, sensing your spine. And then let's take a deep breath, filling the body and letting go. Smile to your mind and breathe in your blessings. Notice your breath. And we're going to move into some medical Qigong now. We're going to start with the breath. I'm going to move my chair back a little bit for my stool. I love this little stool. It's a, there was three of them, they're nesting stools. I found them at a used furniture store years ago. They used to be a different color, but they're comfortable. I like sitting on them. Anyhow, so let's place our hands over our belly. And for the next three breaths, let's just think about filling the belly. It's like making a happy Buddha belly. And as you exhale, think about drawing your navel back to the spine. So it's a little bit, we're using our abs a little bit. Inhale to the belly. And exhale, release. And imagine each breath is massaging your organs. So as you inhale, they're gently getting compressed to the side of your body. And when you exhale, they have time to rearrange themselves and move about. Let's do two more, just focusing on our lower organs. Sexual organs, digestive organs, elimination organs. One more, Buddha belly. Nice and full, and then nice and empty. Finding balance in the breath. And then take a slow, deep breath. Notice the length and quality of your breath, not trying to do anything. Your body might want to sigh. Nice. Next, let's place one hand on the ribs, one side. You can do both sides, but I like to keep a hand on the belly. We're going to do two-part diaphragmatic breathing. So we start with inflating the belly, and then you bring the air into your ribs. You're going to feel tightness. Imagine those little intercostal muscles stretching. And then exhale, feel the ribs knitting back together, and then exhale fully. Let's fill the belly first. And the ribs. I like to hold it and then release it. Drawing the navel back to the spine. Let's do three more. And go your speed. If you feel like exhaling through your mouth, imagine gray smoke leaving your body. Old, tired chi. How empty can you get? Let's do one more of these. Empty all the way. And then relax when you're finished with your breath and take a slow, deep breath. Notice again how it feels. Are you breathing a little bit deeper? And then let's add on. So three-part diaphragmatic breath. I like to place a hand on my chest because we can actually feel the chest inflate. You can keep a hand on your ribs or your belly, whatever feels right for you. And you don't even have to hang on. I just kind of like to feel that expansion and then the letting go as we exhale. So let's start with the belly. Pull it into your ribs and then really breathe into your chest. Much as you can breathe in. And then feel the chest relax with the exhale. It sinks down, the ribs knit together. Let's draw our navels back to the spine. Purge all the old air out. Belly first, ribs next, chest and back even, sensing your shoulder blades. back of the lungs. And then let's let it go. I heard last week that every exhale that we take, we're releasing the past. So if you're holding your breath, you're hanging on to the past. I thought that was kind of fun. So let's breathe in, 3 parts. Hold it. How does it feel to be full? And then relax. Let it go. Release. Soften. Draw the navel back. We're going to do 2 more. Go your speed. I like to smile as I hold my breath. And then release. Soften shoulders. Soften your muscles. Except let's draw back a little bit. Thank your lungs and heart. You're getting a nice little massage. All the organs protected by the ribs. Release. Let's do 1 more. Last one, wherever you are. Let's hold the breath at the top. Feeling full. Can you take a sip of air? And then maybe another sip. Smile to your mind. And then let's let it go. That's a lot of air. And then place your hands on your knees and take a slow, deep breath. Good for you, everybody. It's so good when we do breath work. It calms us. When we're stressed out, that's when we get sick. Our immune system's compromised. So by doing some breath work, it helps our immune system and our nervous system. Notice how you feel. Okay, very nice. So breath work. We're going to remain seated for a little bit. Then we'll stand up. But I wanted to do some tendon changing. This is really good for the myofascia in our bodies, and it's good for the joints and the connective tissue. So we've done this before, but maybe you haven't with me. So we're going to start with our hands up, fingers to the sky, and then we lengthen, and I'm going to push out through the heels of my palm. So your fingers are not there. They're drawing back towards your face. Now push as hard as you can. This is also almost like isometrics. So we engage all the muscles. You should feel tightness. Take a deep breath. We hold for 7 to 10 seconds. That's good enough. And then relax the wrists, bring it back, take a deep breath. And then this time the thumbs are going to go up. So we push out through your heels of your palms, draw the fingers back, lift the thumbs to the sky. Can you feel this in your shoulders and back? I can. But let's think about our wrists. And then relax. Take a deep breath. Bring the hands back towards the heart. And then the little pinkies go to the sky this time. Little finger. And we push. Now feel the shoulder blades widening as you do this. Pull the fingernails back towards the face. Can you relax your shoulders? I'm feeling it. I hope you're feeling it. Yeah, that's good for us. And then relax. Nice deep breath. This time we're going to make bird's beak. So fingers and thumbs touch. We push out. And then we're going to pull the wrist down by pointing our fingers towards our heart. Now you want to feel this at the top. You want to feel it in the forearms. Gosh, I feel it in that big fleshy place near my thumb. Notice where you feel. Take a deep breath. And then relax and shake it out. Ooh, let's do some circles. Yeah, our wrists work really hard. They drive, they do the computer stuff, they cook, our fingers and hands. Wow. Take a deep breath. And then give your wrists a little gentle massage of hands. Just get a little more blood flowing. Wiggle fingers, flick your fingers. Nice to be dexterity. There it is. Give it a shake. I'm going to have to move back a little further. So next we're going to do it for our legs. And you can do this standing, holding onto a chair. I'm going to do it seated. I don't have to think about balance. I'm going to wrap my fingers around my thigh and I'm going to pull my toes to my face and push out through the heel. Feel your leg tightening. This is so good for connective tissue. It wraps the muscles and connective tissue throughout our whole body. And then think about lengthening the leg from the hip. So it looks like I'm pointing, but actually I'm lengthening and stretching the whole leg. So you might feel your shin, your ankle. Take a deep breath, lengthen, and then draw the foot up and let's twist your leg so the arch goes towards the earth and the little toes goes towards the sky. Push out, pull the toes back. I have a little bug on my toe. It's friendly. And then let's give it a little shake. Relax if you need to. You will. And then let's arch to the sky, toe to the earth, little toe to the earth. Push out through your heel, pull your toes back. Take a deep breath. Your joints will thank you for this. And then give your leg a little shake. Which very nice. Ooh, I feel that. Okay, let's do the other foot. Actually, you know what? Let's before we do the other foot. Yeah, we'll do the other foot now. Okay, since we're here, we'll wrap the leg, push out through the heel, pull the toes back. Maybe that feels really good in the back of your knee. You're stretching your calf. Nice deep breath. And now let's lengthen from the hip all the way down. Stretch your shin, stretch the top of the foot, stretch your thigh. Take a deep breath. Let's draw the foot back. And this time, arch to the sky, little toe to the earth. Pull your toes back towards your body, push out through your heel. Where do you feel this? And if you want, pull the knee in, wiggle the foot. Last one. And push out through the heel, pull the toes back. This time, arches to the earth, little toe up towards the sky. Pull those toes back, push out through your heel. And give it a little shake. Oh, we just did iron pants. The Chinese call this iron pants. It's like we're tightening up all our muscles to make a suit of armor. And when we do it with our arms, it's iron shirt. So, in other words, they used to think that if they did that before battle, that they wouldn't get hurt because they were so tight, like arrows and spears wouldn't couldn't go into their body. So we're going to do one more iron shirt. And this time we're going to go out to the side. You can also go up. If that feels better for you, you can do it up. But today I'm going to do it out to the side. So I start thinking about the heels of my palms, pushing out, drawing those fingers towards my head. Be as strong as you can here. This is one of the few, you can bend if you like, you're still going to get it. But if you want to extend, this is, oh, I feel it in my biceps, everywhere. Kind of feels good in a way. All right. And then relax, bring your hands to your heart. Deep breath. Oof. And then let's push our thumbs up, pull the fingers back towards your body. If you want, you can go way back here, get a little extra stretch in the chest and lung area. That feels kind of good. Ooh, pushing out through the heels of your hands. And then let's come back to neutral. A nice deep breath, relax, bring your hands to your heart. And then this time the thumbs are going to go down. So push, this feels very different. Pull your top of your hands in towards your body. Well, here we could also bring the hands in a little bit. Stretch the back of the lungs, feel your shoulder blades. Deep breath. Oh, almost done. Yay. And then bring the hands to the heart. We're going to make bird's beak. Go out to the sides. Pull your fingers in. Lengthen your spine. Feel connected to the earth and heaven. Connected to your body. Pull, pull, pull. Just another few seconds. So good to stretch the top of the hands. And good. Give it a little shake. Go ahead and rub your wrists and hands. Deep breath. Oof. Give your arms a little pat. Wiggle, shake. Good job. Notice how your wrists feel. Ooh, maybe, do a circle with one ankle and then the other one. Very nice. Place your hands on your knees. Do a little warm up for the hips. So we're just going to make circles, finding one buttocks and then coming onto the pubis, the other buttocks. Maybe you can find your tailbone. Let's do 3 more of these. Deep breath. This is so good for our kidneys. Also for our hip joints. Ooh, it's going to be warm here today. That's nice. And then we're going to go the other way. Deep breath. Notice what you feel. Can you feel your pubis? Can you feel the sit bone? Zuh. Let's do 2 more this direction. Very nice. So relax for a moment. Take a deep breath. And let's bring our hands together. Let's interlace our fingers. And let's reach up. If you have shoulder issues, keep your hands by your head. You're not going to hurt your shoulders. But if your shoulders are okay, let's give it a nice stretch. Look up, arch. And then release the hands and let's go one direction and the other. Bamboo swing in the breeze. Find the side bend. We did the 3-part diaphragmatic breathing. We breathed into those ribs, stretch those muscles. They're all warmed up. They like to stretch a little more. So reach to the side. Reach to the side. Feel rooted and grounded, but going with the flow. So important. Let's do 3 more each side. Think about how you can bring flexibility into your life. And then let's reach up to the sky, push, and then bring the arms down. Place your hands on your knees. Reconnect to earth and heaven. Nice long spine. Tuck your chin slightly. Take a deep breath. Exhale all the way. And then let's do one 3-part diaphragmatic breath. Think belly first, ribs next, chest and back. Be full and hold it. Smile. Think of your blessings. And then let it go. Find empty. And then let's drop the chin onto the chest. Let your head feel heavy. Maybe bring it in closer. Feel your cervical spine stretching. And then we're going to do some head rolls for our neck. So one ear to the shoulder. Take your time, look, and then the chin goes up to the sky. Other ear to other shoulder. And down. And let's do it with the breath. So inhale for the first half. And exhale for the second half. We've been doing some deep breathing, so it's going to go slow. I'm going to do one more. You can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever feels better for you today. And then when you're finished and there's no rush, just wiggle your head, wiggle, shake a little bit. Maybe you'll have a release or two. And we're going to do the circles the other way. So we're going to place our chin on our chest, take a deep breath. See if you can bring it in even closer so you can feel your big bone. Chinese call C7 big bone. Big bone. The base of your neck. And then when you're ready, let's coordinate with the breath again. You halfway around is the inhale. And exhale. Thank your neck. I'm going to do two more. Check in with your breathing. And when you're finished, give yourself a little wobble, wiggle your shoulders. And a little release. We're making space. And thank your neck. And roll your shoulders. And the other way. And let's bring our hands together. We're going to move on to a little more self-massage. But today we're going to practice immune boosting points. And I hear that COVID's on the rise. Oh no, don't want to get that. And you know, it's kind of, we're coming on to flu season and cold. So these points are invaluable. They get energy flowing in our body. And these are acupressure points. Let's do a clap. And let's hold an imaginary ball of optimal health. Fingers are energetically connected to each other. So little fingers are connected, ring fingers, middle fingers. And bring your hands down so there's no tension in your elbows. And let's invite optimal healing in as we play the accordion. Imagine being healthy all winter. That's my goal. And then compress. Let's do that 2 more times. Remember, the yin is flowing up through the earth, coming into the heart, going into your hands. Quiet inner stillness, nurturing and optimal health. And let's remember the yang is flowing in from the top of our head, our blessings, our enlightenment, our own personal evolution. And they combine right at the heart. One more time. Slowly bring your hands together, very slowly. And notice if you feel anything. You may or may not. We're going to eventually touch our fingertips. And now we're going to tap our fingertips. There's acupressure points on the tips of our fingers, or the ting points. I love that. I don't know the names of most acupressure points, but the ting ones I like because it's easy to remember. Ting. They call this waking up the dragons. So we're going to wake up our healing portals in our fingertips. And then let's bring our spear fingers to right beneath the clavicle. You can touch your clavicle, the bones that stick out, and then go down and out about an inch, 45-degree angle. And you're going to find some very soft tissue, almost like little divots. And we're going to take those fingers, take a deep breath into your heart, send it down your arms into your fingertips. I like to imagine lightning, like energizing these rivers of energy, electricity. Very nice. Next, let's go to the sternum. So the breastbone. And let's wiggle. I'm just wiggling again, like 7 to 10 seconds. And we're stimulating our thymus here, which is in charge of our immune system in Chinese medicine. Thank you so much, immune system. This top one was for lungs and heart, so we're getting organs. And then let's move down to our navel. And we're using the spear fingers, come about an inch above the navel. We're going to go around the clock and massage our organs, especially our digestive organs. So let's take a breath in and then exhale and push. We're pushing into our intestines. With the inhale, you release. And then we go to 1 o'clock. So just a little to your left, I'll be your mirror. And we push. Your doctor pushes on you to feel your organs. So we're feeling maybe stomach and digestive organs, and maybe even the spleen. Let's push. Moving blood, moving energy in the organs. Let's go to 3 o'clock. I exhale as I push, and then inhale as I release. And then 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock, we're getting towards the bladder area, the lower intestines, the colon. 6 o'clock. Thank you, colon. And then we go into 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Maybe touching the bottom of our liver. Liver is such an interesting organ. It can regenerate itself. One of the few organs that can do that. Filters out of the impurities, makes bile. Liver is awesome. It's nice to do a liver cleanse every now and then. I'm doing a liver cleanse right now. It's really very easy. drinking lemon water and cilantro and low alkaline food. Very nice. I don't know where you are. I think I'm maybe about 11 or 10. I think now, I think that's, I'm at 12 o'clock, but if you're at 11, keep going. And when you're finished, put one hand over the other and very gently give yourself a massage. This is soothing for our body. It's energy moving through our intestines and processing the food that brings us energy. This is nice to do if someone's stressed out. Have them rub their belly, or actually even just placing your hand on their chest. It's very soothing for the nervous system. Let's go back to the kidneys. So there's 4 points, one on either side, right about behind your navel, on either side of the spine, and there's about 3 inches away from that, coming up and down the bladder meridian. And since it's winter time or coming on to winter, let's make circles where you pull your fist inward. You're getting all 4 points at the same time. If I feel like I'm getting sick, I do this. I practice these points. I do lymphatic drainage massage and deep breathing. So, these are nice little tools for you. There's another point on the bladder meridian, and you bring your arm across, you get your fingers into the back, and you start poking around. And you can make little circles. And there's going to be a place or a couple places where it's like, ooh, that feels really good. It's like there might be tension or something stuck there. We're just releasing. That feels good. Deep breath. And then let's go to the other side. Find it round, start doing little circles. This isn't exact science to find these points, but we're moving energy around the points. And you might even go, oh, I think I found that right point. Okay, very nice. Go ahead and wiggle. Take a deep breath. We're going to go on to some points on the arms, stomach. So you find your elbow, and we come up, up a couple of inches from the bone and start poking around. And you're going to find, ooh, a place that's tender. I just found it. And if you don't find it, so it's kind of on me right here, a couple inches up. This is the stomach meridian. Wiggle. Very nice. And let's do the other side. You can do both of these at once if you like, but make sure you can find it. Find the point just by gentle pressing. Sometimes I can't find it. That's okay. But I'm going to think about where it was on the other side. And wiggle. Take a deep breath. And then let's go down to the bone of your wrist. And here we're above the bone. And there's a groove that your fingers, you'll find a groove between the muscles and tendons and bone. And that's about it. And I just take my fingers and I wiggle. And then let's go on the other side. Again, 7 to 10 seconds. Ooh, found that one right away. After a few seconds, kind of pops up. Oh, we're going to feel good. And then let's go on to the hand. This is the thumb in the big fleshy part. And we put a finger on the inside of the hand, put thumb on the top side. This point is good for migraines, for sinuses, or pain in general. A good spot to rub. And then let's go to the other hand. Ooh, tiny little butterflies, nice. So nice to do Qigong in nature. Really appreciate it. Rub, rub, rub. Okay. All right. Well, we're almost finished with this part. So next, the points, back up. find your knees. And then I like to take a thumb and first finger and go beneath the knees and press. I feel this on the inside of the shin bone for sure on both sides. You might feel, oh, I feel the outside too. I'm kind of just pressing and rocking. Deep breath. And the next point is down by your ankle. And we do the same thing with the thumb and first finger. Oh, there it is. You can do one or two at the same time. The inside, we've got the liver and kidneys here, points. Okay, let's do one more on the other side. Again, you can use your fingers, go up and down a little bit. Find a place that's kind of tender. Oh, that one's, wow. Always fun to see what I feel. And then the last immune boosting points are on our feet. And it's like the fleshy point of the thumb it's going to be between the big toe and the second toe. So I know you can't see me doing this, but I'm just pressing. If you have shoes on, it's maybe a little harder, but you can just press. And then take a deep breath and come back up. Let's do our 3 points of focus. Close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath. Notice sensations in the body. And let's do one 3-part diaphragmatic breath. And then remembering our blessings, breathing in contentment. Then rub your hands together again. So we've got energy and blood moving. I'd like to imagine kind of in the meridians in our body, they're like rivers, and sometimes they get sluggish. And so by practicing massaging these points, it's invigorating for them, and the rivers become robust and energy flows more efficiently. So good for us. Now we're gonna do a little lymphatic massage. Our lymph nodes can get swollen when we're sick, so we want the energy to keep moving. Let's do one clap. Let's wake up the dragons. Oh, I love that. And the first part what we're going to do is our underneath the chin, very softly. Let's touch, and like you're touching satin. And we're moving lymph from the brain, maybe dead brain cells, or just taking, lymph is the deliverer of fresh energy, nutrients, but it's also the garbage man. So here we're asking it to be the garbage man. And then come onto your chest and come across very lightly, very lightly. Take a deep breath. And then let's come across the ribs underneath the breasts. Let's come down towards the belly. This should feel really nice. And then let's come to our arm. Lift your arm if you can, or otherwise keep it low. And very lightly, from the elbow to the arm, to the armpit, to the ribs and breasts. We don't want to have energy get stuck here. We're moving, keeping our breasts healthy, lymph glands healthy. And then let's go to the elbow. And so when we do lymphatic drainage massage, we always massage towards the heart. So it's up. And then let's go to the wrists. Yeah, I like to do about 6. And let's go to the other arm. Take a deep breath. And then let's do the elbow up towards the heart. Thank you. Thanking your lymphatic system. And then onto the wrist. I woke up kind of like, ooh, I wonder if I'm got to get a cold. I woke up this morning thinking that. And I thought, oh, we're going to do these points today. And when I do them and I do this protocol, I can avoid getting sick, except for when I got sick with COVID. I was stronger than my will. I couldn't do it. Let's come down to where your legs meet your core and we go up towards the heart. I like to use my little fingers. And then let's go to the back of the knee. Again, up towards the heart. Deep breath. And good. Let's thank our lymphatic system. Now we're going to squeeze it. We've got things moving, so we're going to squeeze. And at this time of year, it's good to squeeze a lot. Squeeze your body, purge impurities. Let's start with our fists. Tighten your arms, and then think about your feet making a fist. Tighten your thighs, tighten your calves. Now let's tighten our bellies, tighten your shoulders, tighten your neck, tighten your face. So like make a prune face. Squeeze, tight, and then relax. Take a slow, deep breath. We're going to do that 3 more times. So we're going to squeeze everything. Think about your perineum, up and in, kegel muscle, sphincter. Oh, everything tight. Close everything off. Squeeze. Imagine you're squeezing the juice out of a lemon. Squeeze. And then soften. Deep breath. Notice what it feels like after the squeeze. Let's do it 2 more times. Squeeze. Squeeze. And then relax. Last one. Think about your feet, your legs, perineum, chest, back, elbows, shoulders, face, and neck. Squeeze it. Take a deep breath as you're squeezing. One more last squeeze here. And then release. Placing the hands on the knees. Lengthening the spine. And do any movement that feels good for you. Let's do our 3 points of focus and then we'll stand up. First is our spine as we can reconnect to earth and heaven. Let's do a 3-part diaphragmatic breath and we'll hold it. Feel it from the inside. Smile to yourself. Think about your blessings. And then relax. Think about contentment, releasing. And breathe happiness into your mind. Imagine you're surrounded by light. And maybe that light is coming from your heart. It's emanating out of you as you show the world your light. Don't hold back. Be you. And then let's stand up. I know we've been seated a lot, but I find that what I wanted to do today is more efficient if we sit. Okay, I'm going to stand. And if you want to sit, you can still sit. Let's start with a little bounce. We moved a lot of energy today, a lot of blood. Good to bounce. You know, this time of year, I'm watching the leaves turn color. They're starting to, and they're starting to fall. So that tells us the leaves no longer nourish the trees at that point. You know, they've done their job. And, I can let go of things. They've been wonderful for me, but maybe I don't need to hang on to things. And as I prepare for my move, there's a lot that I'm looking at, which I don't need to have anymore. And if you want, let's do a blither. Ooh. Like a big wind shaking the tree. Letting go. This is a period of letting go. And then let's come into tree. Toes forward, knees bent, belly relaxed, tail to the earth, but head is floating up to the sky. Tuck your chin slightly. Let your roots go deep. Let's take a deep breath. Remind yourself you are rooted and grounded tall and strong. And then let's bring our branches out. And we're going to ring the temple bell from here. Nice spine twist. This one I invite you to do every day. You are not going to ever regret ringing the temple bell. Focus on the spine as it twists. You can bring your hands up higher onto your ribs, onto your belly, onto your chest. I like to tap over the shoulder to get a little extra tricep stretch. Let's do 3 more each side. And we'll return to tree. Notice how your body reorganizes itself. Think about your posture. Breathe into the spaces between the vertebrae. Let's do a 3-part diaphragmatic breath. Get the belly to extend and then get the chest to puff up. And exhale through your mouth. A little thin stream of gray air leaves. Find empty. Smile to your mind. And relax your arms. Let's do a little flying goose. Flying goose is an arch and fold. So let's start with the opening in the chest. Reach your fingers behind you. You can look up. Find the arch. Can you feel your lumbar? Can you sense your ribs? Can you sense your sternum? And then we come to neutral, and the back of the hands are going to float so they touch. And here we tuck our tail and we tuck our chin and reach out through your fingertips. Draw the chin to the chest so you get a nice curve in your neck. Tuck your tail. Imagine the lumbar getting more spacious and all the ribs getting a nice stretch, all the muscles between. And let's come to neutral. And we're going to do flying goose with the breath. So as we inhale, we arch, reach behind, roll the shoulders, exhale, widen shoulder blades, stretch, drop the chin, inhale, and exhale. Find the, whoa, I got blown by the wind. Find the curve, stretch. Follow your breath. I like the sensation of my shoulder blades rolling, or actually my shoulder ball and socket as I palm to the sky and open. And then the spiral in the shoulders and the elbows and the wrists. Let's do 3 more. Windy. Ooh, nice. And then go into some spontaneous movement. Anything goes for your beautiful body. Notice what it does. It's showing you what it needs. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just sensing, oh, we'll go for another minute. Find a massage and or you can be still. Oh, another 10 seconds. Breathe in gratitude. Thank your beautiful body. Surround yourself with love, optimal health. Notice what happens. And then let's bring our hands down towards our knees. The toes are forward, knees, feet, hip distance apart. And let's bring the knees in and then back out to the side and to the front. Now you can make eagle claw and massage your knees if you like as you do this. Take a deep breath. I like to squat down and then come up. So we're extra bonus points for doing squats here. And then let's think about the ankles as we do this. You can sense the ankles moving, circling, sense the bottom of your feet. Let's do 2 more. Okay, come up. Wiggle your legs. You can give them a little tap. And then we're going to do that again the other direction. So let's see, we came in. We're going to go out first and then in. Squat if you like. Squatting so good for us. Keeping the legs strong. The Chinese judge one of the ways the Chinese judge our optimal health is how strong your legs are. So you want to keep your legs strong. Now think about your ankles. Same thing. The other way. Oh, shoot, I lost it. There it is. Think about the bottom of your feet, the arch, the heel, the toes. Bring in a squat if you like. Deep breath. Let's do 3 more. Nice work. How are your legs feeling? I feel like I got a little work. And then let's return to tree. Smile to your thighs. Notice how you're breathing. I got a little not out of breath, but faster breath. I'm going to slow it down with a diaphragmatic breath. Feel your whole body softening with the exhale. Let your roots go deep into the earth. And let the top of the head go into the stars. Imagine you're a million miles tall, connected to earth, connected to the beyond heaven, beyond what we know. Give yourself a smile. You are a beam of light. Take a deep breath of bringing in optimal health. And lower your hands to your belly as if you're pushing optimal health right into your lower dantian. Give your belly a little rub. Thank you, body. And then slide the hands up towards the heart-mind area, middle dantian, over the heart. Smile to your thoughts and emotions. Breathe in contentment. Know that you have enough. Notice how that makes you feel. And then bring your hand to your third eye. Oh, beautiful spirit. Smile to your spirit and thank it. And then let your spirit embody every cell of your being, your light being. And let's surround ourselves with light. And this light is called our way field. It's also a barrier, protects us. Surrounded by light. Let's shift the weight to one side. Just a little balance. We're going to walk on clouds. Floating up and sinking down. Connected to earth and sky. Every day practice just a little balance. It doesn't have to be high. It can be low. Know that you can stand on one leg. It can be high, then it involves the abs. Oops. Let's do 2 more each side. Coordinate, inhale up, exhale down. Well, I don't know. I've done that better. So I kind of wanted to think about my center line and lift without moving my core. So it's engaging abs, not moving side to side. How can we stay in one place, center line? It feels very different, doesn't it? Feels more stable ish. One more each side. Feet together. Let's gather earth, life, and heaven. And bring your palms together towards your heart. And thank you for playing Qigong with me today, medical Qigong and good cold and flu prevention, stimulating our immune system. So thank you so much. And let's be healthy all season. I'll see you next time. Let's